thought I'd do a video on how you get your gear ready to go race motocross or even go and ride. So start, you have gear you've cleaned up and is all gathered together, and then kind of go through it and evaluate what you have, and then I'll share a little piece at the end on kind of what inspired the way I go through my gear. But anyway, kind of start from top and go to bottom. Your helmet, you need to have your helmet. Another side note is if you clean the inside of your helmet and you take the padding out and the dome padding out and clean them, remember to put them back in. I actually showed up at a race with this helmet and didn't have the padding in there. And thank God I had a good friend that had an extra helmet and I was able to go and race, but it fit me like a wobbly bobblehead, and you can't race like that. It just wouldn't work. Next is your goggles. Your goggles go on your helmet. So you kind of want to keep them in a bag that they come with, and you can keep them clean that way. These are still set up with tear-offs from the last race, and I did go to an old school quick release type goggle. It's convenient because they hang off the side of your helmet and you can just put them right on at your helmet, and that way your face stays cool while you're sitting there and you know where they're at. So tear-offs, keep them mounted up there and keep them on the post, and you just kind of double check that they're there, but that's good because it'll reset your clear vision when somebody in front of you is throwing dirt at you and it sticks and your field of vision is shot. You can't see. The next thing would be your jersey. And with hot weather, this is a cool jersey. As you get into this, you'll acquire gear, and you got gear for warmer, gear for cooler. This is cooler kind of vented gear. And you have pants. Everything I have, typically I match. So you got that, they're clean. Inside you have hip pads. You want to be sure you put those back inside. Gloves. These protect your hands, and they protect your palms too, believe it or not, because you're holding on. And after a while, to do that barehanded, you develop some calluses, and it would hurt. So good padded gloves. All these gear items you can put through the washing machine. I don't put them through a dryer. I like to throw them out and let them air dry. Just a dryer is harder on things, so I've always done it that way. Underneath, you got knee protection. These are made by a company in Idaho called Mobius. And I got this set. They're expensive, but they're well worth it. Your knees are important. You want to keep them protected. And these, you barely notice they're there when you have them on and you have them adjusted. They have straps, and then they have these cross pieces in the back, and you use a cable gear and it cinches them down to your legs. So these are a good investment, and they last a long time. You can get replacement parts and rebuild them, and you can continually use them. No issues with these. I really like these. Then chest protection. Slip this on over before you put on your helmet, and this protects you. It protects you from debris coming at you off somebody's rear tire. And this particular one has air bladders in it that you can pump up, and it has a bleeder valve on it. It reaches a maximum PSI, and then it bleeds off air. But they're great. I mean, I haven't fallen in this yet to experience. It's good protection, but I feel comfortable in this, and it's secure and it feels good. And then on the back of it, you can get them customized by this company. They make these stickers kits, and this has been a good one. This is one you don't want to leave in the sun, though. It's got a lot of foam on it, and even in the instructions it says don't leave it out in sunlight. So you race with it, and then I stick it in my vehicle somewhere where the shade is good and it won't get to it sunlight and get warm. So pretty easy to clean too. You can loop it over your bike seat when you're at the car wash and just spray it off both sides. It's very good, easy to clean. Okay, boots. I have Alpenstar Tech 10s, and I bought these because I had Tech 7s, and I experienced rolling my ankle on the peg, and I didn't like that. So these have these built-in struts in the back that prevent that from happening. So that's why I went to this level of boot. The Tech 10 is the highest level boot Alpenstar makes for motocrossing, and they're worth every penny because they protect your legs, they protect your ankles. They also have inner boots that you put on, and it's got extra stabilization. It's got these linkages built into the side, and those help on compression too. So big difference on level of boot there, and I'll stick with these. They're comfortable. One complaint is the straps. If you fold them over a little bit too much, they get a crease in them, and you do it enough times, it creases and it breaks through, and then you have to go buy replacement strap kits, which isn't horrible, but when you break a strap at the track, depending on which level of strap it is, because this one has 1, 2, 3 straps, say it's a bottom one or a side one, it feels loose, and you will notice it while you're riding, and you'll be like a little bit off. It'll affect you a little bit because it doesn't feel right. So other extra additions, maybe I have an extra set of goggles. These have clear lenses in them. When it's really sunny out, say mid-morning to afternoon, shaded goggles are fine. But when you get into where the sun's obscured or it's going down and it's hard to see, shaded goggles are not your friend. You will miss seeing things. You will miss seeing lines. You'll overlook things. So a clear goggle, it's a good idea to keep them, and you can make the judgment from there during your moto. The next is a kind of a nasal opener. It has 2 magnets that stick on the side, either side of your nose, and it has a bridge with magnets in it, and the stickies have magnets in them, and it opens up your breatheway passages. And I tried this because somebody else had it and let me borrow theirs and gave me some stickies, and I was convinced right there. And that night I went and ordered them online from this company. It's acperformancesystems.com, and I wasn't disappointed, and I told a couple other friends about it, and they've gotten into it too. It really helps. Now I was going to tell you about strategy for making sure you've got everything, and it's something that Deion Sanders, the football player, talked about one time, and he did it not only with his uniforms, but he did it with whatever he was going to wear the next day. And he would take and he would lay out on the floor or the bed how it would be that he would wear it, and he would have it there, and then he would fold it up and have it all set for the morning. There was no questions. You got up in the morning, you went right to that, and you knew everything was there, and you were set. There was no double guessing yourself. Nothing. You could proceed with your day, and it made things easier for him. So I thought about that, and I thought, well, that's a great idea with motocross. You lay everything out as you would, and you think about it as you'd put it on, and it really does help. It's easier to do it that way instead of stuffing everything in a bag early in the week, and then you really don't think about it, and then it's time to race or go ride, and you take that with you, and you think I'm ready, and then you look in there, you got no gloves, maybe you forgot goggles, padding and a helmet. So all things that are easily overlooked. But those are my tips on gear. I didn't really cover cleaning it because it does get dirty when you go and race a ride, and it does need to be cleaned, and maybe I can cover that and what I use, and go from there. But thanks for watching, and I got a makeshift tripod. I'd like to get one to mount this phone to, so this looks like it was stable enough during this. So we'll just move forward. Have a good night. Thank you.